Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm Andrew.
And we're NB Board Gaming. And we are back with our top games of all time.
Yeah.
We are counting down from number 20 to 11. Mm-hmm. So would you like me to start with number 20?
Yeah. How about you start?
Okay.
Start us off.
So my number 20 is Chai. I knew you were going to make a face. So yeah, my number 20 is Chai. I was pretty pumped when I heard that this game came out because I was like, ooh, it's a game about tea. And you're working in a tea shop filling orders, and I thought it was cute. You know, love my tea and coffee. So we played it, and I think it is a very lighthearted, fun game to play. I enjoy playing it. I do. I enjoy playing it. His thoughts may not be the same, but I like the game. I think it is, easy to learn. It's got nice components, but granted, we did get the upgraded components, right?
Well, I mean, they're coming eventually.
Well, I mean, we have the metal coins.
Yeah, but that's about it. Well, we did get the deluxe version. So
yeah, the deluxe version.
I'm not really sure what the basic version has, in all honesty.
Yeah. So I think the components are nice. I think the artwork is nice. I will say, though, I do not... Well, I guess this isn't a review. I won't go too in-depth. But yeah. I'm just not a fan of the rule book and setting it up because I thought it was confusing.
She got very mad one time.
Very frustrated. But overall, I do like the game.
Yeah, you're supposed to be advocating. This is your number 20. These are supposed to be really good games.
I know. That's the only negative I have, honestly. Yeah. So number 20.
I like the drink. Let me just say that. I like to drink chai.
Okay.
I feel like the word chai, when it comes to games,
it's
a trigger word. I instantly go to a bad place. Anyway, let's leave that horrible memory behind.
Oh my gosh.
Until we do the review.
What is 20 for you?
20 is a great game. It is such a good game. It was the very first Stonemaier game I ever played. And it's a worker placement game that also has to do with a delicious drink that I like, and that is viticulture. Oh man, such a good game where you are building up your vineyard and growing grapes and selling them to fill orders, and you're going around and you have these you can get different unique workers. You have your grande worker and doing different actions and getting more and more cards, and you can get the Tuscany expansion. You have to get the Tuscany expansion. So this obviously includes that. And you can add buildings in, and it's so good. It's such a good game. And yeah, I love it. I love viticulture. It is an older game, and actually, I know we have been notorious lately for choosing 2021 games. And looking at my list for this 10, I do not have a single 2021 game on this list. So you cannot say I am Cult of the New.
I can say my next one is not.
Okay. From what you know of, right? Okay.
No, from what I know.
Anyway, my number 20, Viticulture. Great game. Love it. Number 20.
I agree. I like viticulture. All right, number 19. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead to 9 for some weird apparent reason.
That's
19.
Later.
Is weird. Takanoko. This is just I feel like one of the first games I played with you. And you were like, you are going to love this game because it's got cute little pandas in it. And I did. And, them chomping away on bamboo. And you're rolling your weather dice. And, placing out tiles. And making it your pretty own board. And you have the gardener. And there's different things that you can do. And then we'll also have the baby pandas.
Yeah,
right?
in the expansion, there's the girl panda and the
expansion.
Chibi's expansion.
The Chibis. So I love Takanoko. I will not let him get rid of it under any circumstances.
This is dropped on your list, though. I think this was a lot. Well, when I say a lot higher, I mean it was definitely in your top 10 last time.
Right. Yeah. So it is at 19, but it's still pretty far up there.
Yeah.
So Takanoko, number 19.
Yeah. I mean, it dropped, but I mean, not that bad.
No.
I mean, it's still up there.
Still holding strong.
My number 19 is another Stonemaier game. And man, because I love me some Stonemaier games. They are so good. This is, I think, the third Stonemaier game on my top 100 so far, and there might be more to come. Who knows? And that is Tapestry. And I know that this is kind of a polarizing game for a lot of people. You either love it or hate it, and I am definitely on the side of love it. I love the sculpts. I love the different technology tracks. I know they're coming out with another expansion for it, and yes, I am definitely going to get it because I love this game. I love everything. I mean, yes, there are some balancing issues that it gets a lot of, it maybe should have been ironed out during playtesting kind of thing, but I just love watching my capital city kind of come to life as I'm getting these income buildings and getting these landmark buildings, and I love trying to get the inventions, or even going out and putting outposts, or even trying to get it to space and be like, oh, I don't know how to write, but I can go to Mars or something, whatever it is. And I think at one point I was the merrymakers that didn't know how to write, but we made it to space. Yep. And that's all that mattered. And so I'm super excited for more content, more civilizations. There's so many different civilizations to play. I don't think I'd necessarily score very high because I see people reporting like, oh, I scored 300, 400 points. And I'm like, what? Like, if I get over 200, I'm like, that is the greatest I've ever done. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I really like Tapestry. Yes. Super great game. My number 19.
Okay, number 19. So number 18 for me is Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm a Harry Potter nerd. I love Harry Potter. I got this game for Christmas a few years ago from you. And then every year since then, I've asked for expansions. Mm-hmm. I love the Monsters expansion. I think we still need to play the potions.
It's in there.
We got to get to that point, but you have to work your way up. I think we still have to beat the Monsters expansion before we can move on. But I think it is a great cooperative game, and it is so true to the movies. And I think just it's an easy game too, but it's also very thematic to the movies. All the character, the art on it, the pictures, it's all very accurate, and scenes from the movie. Yes. And so I do love that. I feel like you're actually trying to beat, Voldemort and Bellatrix and all the bad guys and stuff. So, and then you get to pick which character you want to be.
She always plays Luna, let's be real.
That's true. I love Luna.
Yeah.
So Hogwarts, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, number 18.
Man, for some reason, right after you mentioned that, I was like, I kind of want to watch Harry Potter.
I know.
It's getting close to that Christmas time, and I was like, does Harry Potter count as a Christmas? I think it does. There's always Christmas in the movies.
Yeah.
So
for sure in the first one.
Right. Maybe we'll have to watch that later. Okay. Anyway, my number 18 is I don't think will be on Samantha's list. I really like it. It is a deck builder of sorts as well. There is deck building in it, just like your Harry Potter game. Mm-hmm. And that is Great Western Trail.
Oh, yeah.
This one I really like. Who knew herding cattle would be so much fun? And I like building the buildings, and man, every time I never want the game to end as quickly as it does. At least for me, I feel like it ends too quickly. I'm always like, I want to do more.
Yeah, you do.
But I mean, I really like how every single time I play this game, and even with the expansion, I know they just came out with a new version that looks absolutely gorgeous, but I'm like, man, I already invested in this one because that one has dual layered boards and I really want it, but I will live with the original version. And I know they have other ones that are expected. It's like part of a trilogy now. But man, I just like planting the buildings in very strategic places where maybe they'll have to pay you money to go through, and upgrading my little player board and trying to get my train further and further so I can get to those little bonuses before everybody else. It's such a good game. Great Western Trail. Herding cattle has never been so fun.
Yeah, it was better than I expected. I like that you can take different routes, and depending on which route you go, you have to do certain things. And
there's hazards, or you might pay somebody.
I feel like you don't have enough time, though, in the length of the game. There is always extra that you want to do.
Well, that's good, because then you want to go back and play it again.
Yeah, true. All right. Number 17 for me is Space.
Ooh, Space.
Yeah, Space. A great game, a fun game. I feel like it's always super intense when we play it, because we're like, who's gonna get to the end first? Yeah, but let's be honest, we've tied, and then there was some BS tiebreaker.
Not BS. I won.
We won't talk about that. But
they have another expansion coming out with this next year. I'm so excited. Oh, it's right there. It's so good. So good.
Yeah, Space for me is number 17. Great game. If you haven't played it, you should definitely check it out. My favorite space game.
Yeah. I don't know if you like very many space games, to be honest.
Depends.
Okay. My number 17 used to be my number one game for quite a while. When I say quite a while, I feel like I haven't necessarily been, but for a few years, it was number one. You think so?
Yeah.
It was the game. I remember right when I had played in hobby games a little bit when I was in college, but then I had a job where during the summers it was really kind of dead. I didn't have much to do, and it was right around the time when I had backed Explorers of the North Sea. I had found a video on this game by Z Garcia in the Dice Tower, and I absolutely fell in love. I went out and got it and ordered the expansions with it, and that is 5 Tribes.
I knew it.
Oh, man.
I knew it.
Some people really don't like this game because when you look at it, there's just so much going on with the different meeples, and they all do different things because the colors relate to a different power. And so, but me, I love to look at it and try to find the best. Yes, it's very AP prone, but usually I can be like, boom, best move right there, looking at it right off the top of my mind, where a lot of other people are like, I just don't see it. And I love it. I love that. I love trying to get the different cards and creating different sets. I love getting the djinns and their powers. It is such a good game. This will be a game that I will never get rid of because I love it so much. No matter if I don't play it for a really long time or if I play it all the time, I will always keep this game. And I managed to fit it all in the base game box. Love it. Another Bruno Cathala game. 5 Tribes. My number 17. Still super high on my list.
I feel like it's just Maple Chaos.
It's great chaos.
It is Maple Chaos. I'm one of those people looking at the board like...
Oh, and then you got the... Yeah. I get that there's 6 colors and it's not just 5 tribes anymore.
Overwhelming. Like...
It's so good.
Anyway, okay. Number 16 for me is Awkward Guess. I think I'm a big fan of like crime games. I think they're very interesting. So this game is very different though, and I think there's no color on the.
Right, it's very bland.
It's very bland color wise, but it's not too bad though, and I like that you're
not too bad. You're number 16.
No, I meant I meant the color. Because I'm a colorful person. I like color on a game, like game board, cards, something. If it's just no color, I'm kind of like, eh. But I like the game. I love the whole, trying to figure out who killed him. What's his name?
Mr. Walton.
Mr. Walton.
Walton.
Or is it Watson?
Maybe it's Watson. I don't know.
Mr. Watson.
I think it's Walton. Anyway, something like that.
So yeah, you're, passing cards around. Each of you have your screen up and you're hiding your clues from the other players, and whoever figures out, the motive, the killer, and then where
the item,
the motive, the item, and the killer.
And if they had an accomplice in harder games.
Yes. So you have to figure out all of that before you can actually make a guess, and then we have it where you can make a guess through the phone.
Yeah, because if you make a guess and you're not using the app, and if you don't get it right, you're just out of the game.
Right.
Whereas if you use the app and you make a guess, you're not out of the game. You can keep playing.
And it's cool because, if you're using the phone, it'll be like, nah, 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 like right. You got it wrong.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, and so if you get it right, then there's a bunch of clapping, and I think that's a fun part, that like, they're like, are they right? Oh, no, they're wrong. We get to keep playing. So yeah, I like it. You're passing cards around, sharing different clues. You can also like get rid of clues and bury them if you don't want other people to see those good clues. Mm-hmm. So I love this game. I love being able to figure out murders and crimes and stuff. So this is my number 16. Awkward
so if
guess.
I go missing, suspect numero uno.
I will find you.
I'm saying you're the one that makes me go missing.
Okay. I'll know exactly how to do it to make you disappear.
Okay, my number 16 is the other publisher design team competing for my heart other than Bruno Cathala, and that is Shem Phillips and S.J. McDonald. And this one is another one from the West Kingdom, which is Viscounts. Viscounts of the West Kingdom is my number 16. Man, it is such a good game. I just like the shape of the board is like this giant rondelle, and you are trying to compete over majorities in the castle that's in the middle. Meanwhile, you're building up. You're buying these cards, and they're shifting on your little player board, and they trigger different abilities. And there's also that kind of good versus bad where you have those white and black discs, and depending on where they converge, you're going to get penalized or maybe benefited in a certain way. But man, I really like this game. This is another game that I would play solo, and I have played solo, and I really enjoy it. I just like, man, everything that this company comes out with. Well, I shouldn't say everything. Almost everything that this company comes out with, I have loved, and I am super excited for the South Sea, what is it? Dang it. The South Tigris. South Tigris is the new trilogy that's coming out that they announced not too long ago. So I'm super, super excited for that. My number 16, Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
Okay. All right, number 15 for me is Disney Villainous.
Oh.
I love Disney. Huge Disney fan. We're actually going to Disney World this weekend. Super pumped about it.
Right.
But I love that they highlight the villains in this game, and each person has their own objective, and you're doing your own thing, but also there is player interaction because you can play heroes on people, and then the heroes foil the villains, progress. And
gotta fade them.
Yep. And so I think it is a really awesome game. I love the pieces. I feel like the components are awesome. It doesn't take up a lot of space because you have like your own little board, but they have all the Disney villains. And then they have the cool, they're almost like abstract pieces for each character. And so I think, it is a very fun game. It did have more depth than I thought it would when we originally played it. I was like, it's a Disney game. It's probably super easy, but there is strategy to that game, and there is more depth. So, I do enjoy Villainous, and every time they have a new one come out, we get it. So, for me, that is number 15.
All right. My number 15 is one that Samantha and I, in this space of games, there is another game that I pretty sure we will hear from, but I think this one is way better. My number 15 is Aquatica. Oh, such a good game. I love the whole, you're getting these cards and you're pushing them up, spending the little bonuses and everything. You have a nice little hand of cards that you're playing, and you have to play a card to pick them all back up, and you're able to recruit more. I don't know if they're called lords or what they are, but then you can go out and you can purchase these locations, or you can conquer them using different symbols. Man, it is so good, and you're going after different goals. Even with the expansion, I love the expansions with it as well, and the manta ray pieces are so nice and chunky, feel great in your hand. Aquatica, such a great game. Love it. My number 15.
Okay. Number 14 for me is, and we already talked about it, Tapestry.
Tapestry. Ooh, crossover.
Yep.
For this list.
14 is Tapestry. I instantly enjoyed this game. Like, it was one that I was fine with playing over and over again, despite it being a longer game and despite, there being more setup and stuff. But it is one of the, I would say for me, heavier games that I enjoy. And I love being able to have my own character where we're, if you want to travel to space and you're one of the, like you said earlier,
it was the
we'll call them
merrymakers.
Hippies, I guess.
Wow. They're called merrymakers.
Yeah, merrymakers. I like that everybody has kind of their own special abilities and you can go up whatever track you want to. And I like to go to space a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're all about the exploration.
Yeah.
So those are your number 14, right?
Tapestry.
My number 14 is a game from last year. It is a combination of worker placement and deck building. It gives me that sense of exploration, kind of a sense of a race, and that is Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Oh. Okay.
Like, they have an expansion that is coming out. It's expected, I think, to release here at the end of November. And so, I love this game. I love the idea of going out and exploring new dig sites, fighting off the guardians, getting artifacts and items, and I like how that whole system kind of shifts. Every single round you have, less and less items and more artifacts. You're also racing up this research track, trying to get to the top in order to get those victory points, but then also if you're the first to a certain space, you're able to get those little bonus tiles. I like that it's a double-sided board. The art is gorgeous, and now they have the expansion. And I played this game. It came out with a solo campaign. I think they released one mission like every week. Sat down, played all of them. Really enjoyed it. I hope they continue doing stuff like that. It was so fun to play solo, and I loved the different things that they brought to the table with that solo campaign. So yeah, Lost Ruin of Arnak is one that is definitely moving up the list. I will be interested to see where it goes after this, because it is a game that really falls right into my wheelhouse, because I love that theme, that like explorer kind of theme, almost like Jungle Cruise. We're trying to talk about Disney. It makes me think of Jungle Cruise. I know. But anyway, my number 14, Lost Ruins of Arnak.
That's a good one. All right, 13 for me is Canvas. This is such a different type of game. I think it is amazing that someone came up with this concept of literally creating your own portraits, canvas art, and having different things that you put together to score points. And I think it is, obviously, it's about art, so the artwork needs to be good, but I love the randomness of the artwork too. If you want to have a kitten with flaming fireballs behind it, you can. And it's very fun. It's a quick game. I feel like it's easy to set up, easy to learn. I love everything about it. It's definitely one of my go-to
One might say
30-minute
it's,
games.
one might say it's like number 13 on the all-time favorite list.
I have to remember to not say that because, I am talking about it being on my
It's
top
like
list.
one of my favorites. It's like really, it's probably like number 13.
I'm saying one of my favorites to grab that's a quick game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like to have fun.
I know.
Okay. My number 13 is an older game by Bezier Games, and that is Whistle Stop. This is my favorite train game. I love placing the tiles, even with the Rocky Mountain expansion. I love that it gives a little bit more depth to the board. You're getting these stocks and you're getting these different cubes, and you're spending coal and whistles to move through these spots, and you are kind of racing to the end in order to score these victory points. And it is so much fun. This is easily my favorite train game. Not that I've played a ton of them, but I just love the strategy that comes with it. I love everything. To me, it is a heavier game, but oh man, if I could play, I need to play this game more and more. Every single time we come up on these lists of games, I'm always like, man, I want to play this more because I like them so much, and this is such a good game. I highly recommend Whistle Stop. You're placing out these tiles and building these routes, and there's different depots and things you get to stop at. It is so good. My number 13, Whistle Stop.
Okay. It does make you feel like you are moving through, like, mountains and stuff.
Right, when you add in that mountain, because it's literally, like, thicker and it's got layers on the board. It's so good.
And it's more tough to get through.
Right, and you can get those little special abilities and stuff as well. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right, number 12 for me is the Quest for El Dorado.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
This is higher than I thought it would be.
Me too. I still really enjoy it, even though this one likes to make it as complicated as possible with your maps. Like, he's like, I'm going to add all of them.
I'm making the biggest, most complex map ever.
Oh my gosh. And it's like, it takes forever. But I feel like it is such an adrenaline rush. Like, this game makes me feel like you're truly racing to get treasure before the other person. And you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta move quickly. Gotta go. And like, I just feel like it's really fun. And it is a really cool exploring game. And, you gotta have the right cards to be able to move through stuff. And it does feel very thematic in that way where you're like, oh, there's a bunch of water and I have no water cards.
No oars.
No oars, I'm stuck, or I have no machetes to cut through all the jungle. So I feel like it's pretty accurate.
I love to just block people and wait until I get the perfect hand.
Yeah.
And that's really fun. Now, are you putting them all together? Or are you also doing like the golden, I think it's like the golden temples. Are you kind of putting them all together in this one?
Yeah.
Where you have either the race to El Dorado, and then you have the one where you're in El Dorado and then you have to go and get the different gems and get back.
Yeah, I'm more or less, I think the real adrenaline rush is with the gems. Like,
oh, really?
You got to rush out, get the gems, and then get back to the temple.
I love when you can
He
mix
does,
them.
and so, like, we'll mix those two, and that adds a different element to the game and makes it different.
I love it.
Than the same.
Such a good game.
Yeah. That's number 12.
12. My number 12 was, I believe, on your last list. And that is Castles of Burgundy.
Oh, I didn't expect it to be this high.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought, okay. Number 12. Yeah, Castles of Burgundy. Such a great game. I really like, you have your own little puzzle, right? You're buying these different buildings, you're getting the different animals, and you're getting the different special abilities, and you're trying to complete your own little whatever color it is in order to get bonuses. And I love the dice play with it. It is so good. I really like this game. It's a heavier game. It's not one that we get to play with. A lot of people we play with don't play a lot of heavier games, but we're getting them there slowly. So this is one that we play a lot just the two of us. But man, it is such a great game. Number 12, Castles of Burgundy.
Okay. Number 11 for me.
Yeah, the last one for this list
is my Acropolis.
Oh, Bruno Cathala.
Yes. It's right behind me. Where is it?
It's up there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, right there. I thought it would be
I don't think they can see it.
No, directly behind me, but it didn't work out. Sorry. Right, anyway, but you are ants, or building an ant hill. And I mean, you're not ants, but you're building an ant hill. Different colonies, and there's fruit, and it all, you're like, drafting for tiles, but also like you're placing them together. And I love that they always fit, but it depends on how you want to place them to get your points. And there's the different ants that you can play and do different things. And I think this is a very fun game to play. I enjoy playing it every time. It's great. So number 11 is Acropolis.
Acropolis, a great game.
Yep.
I had that further down my list. My number 11 is a Viking game.
Of course.
Do you think you can guess it? I'm just curious. It's a worker placement Viking game that has lots of dice chucking.
Oh.
Yeah. Any ideas?
A Viking game with dice chucking.
Dice chucking and worker placement. It is Champions of Midgard.
Oh, yeah.
Man, do I like this game.
It does.
With the Valhalla expansion. That expansion, it is so much better than just a base game, but I really like going out and fighting the trolls, or going after those big monsters when you're sailing across the sea. And then I like with the Valhalla expansion, when people die, you get the little tokens and you can spend them to get these cards. I like that you have the special abilities with your leader. Oh man, it is so good. I really love this game. It's a pretty big game, I guess, when you're looking at how much table space it takes up. It does have the Dark Mountain expansion, which is really nice, and adds in the green dice with the arrows and everything. But man, such a good game. One of my favorite worker placement games. Really like this game. My number 11, Champions of Midgard. If you have not played it, you have to. It is that good. You have to.
It is good.
Right. So that finishes up our top 10 for today. So the next list is going to be all four of us together going over our top 10 games of all time. So you are not going to want to miss that. It'll be interesting to see how many crossovers we have. Yeah. I'm thinking we're going to have we're going to have three. I think we're going to have three.
Me and you?
Yes, in the top 10, I think for sure.
Yeah.
Just because you haven't said some that I know that are going to be on your list. And so, but I am super excited. I'm excited to see what Nick and Vic are going to say and what's going to be on their list, because I'm going to be watching theirs just to see where things fall.
We're all going to have very different lists, I feel.
I think ours will be similar, and then theirs will probably be a little similar too. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think it'll be really cool to see. So check out the other videos that we've done. I've gone all the way from 100 up to this point, and Samantha jumped in at number 50. So maybe enjoy a little banter. We throw that in there with these videos too. But please like, comment, subscribe, and click that little bell icon so you get a notification every single time we post a video. And we'll see you guys on the next one when we talk about our top 10 favorite games of all time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.